now wanted to talk to what I think is a little bit scientific, but it's really important knowledge for people to understand about what actually we need to think about when creating a great experience for customers. And there are certain mandatories in an experience that if you don't satisfy one, the customer will never get to what we call self-actualization. The customer will never get to true happiness. So, what are the building blocks to get a customer to great happiness? We go by a principle theorem that's been theory that's been proven over years and years, and is a model for human happiness or human self-actualization. The first thing that people need to feel happy is they need a sense of I'm going to survive. So it starts at the very basic caveman type wiring, back to that sort of fight or flight survival type wiring. This is sort of neurologically wired into our heads that we need this first before we get to the next level. So survival is actually about, in a hospitality sense, we have air, we have food, right? We're not in any great threat. It's actually about cleanliness. If things are not clean, if people see things dirty, if they check into a room and something's out of place and they go, they're not into cleanliness, as a human, we cannot get to the next level of happiness. We're going to actually look for things that are wrong with the hotel at that point. We're going to self-assure ourselves that this place is not actually safe. So cleanliness is number one. I always say in our area of hospitality that there are many heroes in hospitality. They're always the people that are on the front line and the back line, but at the most basic human level, there's no bigger hero than the people that are cleaning, our housekeepers. The second level beyond feeling safe is security. I need to feel like I'm not in threat. Now, security in hospitality is actually linked with going to a place where I actually feel comfortable with. I feel secure in that area. So what we don't want to do is be too open. We want to make sure that when we set up a venue that people are being looked after and they have a great sense of security. That's why it's a really big issue when you hear people accidentally walking into a guest room, with a key, and they thought the guests were out and they're not. What that actually breaks is a very basic trait in humans that they must feel secure. So that you can sort of, when you understand that I've been threatened, you can understand why people get quite upset when people walk in on them. The next thing that we have to look at, and there are 5 stages is actually belonging. So if I feel safe, if I feel secure, like the hotel is taking my security very importantly, and security today also, quite interestingly, is also about cyber security. My information is being locked up. Then, as humans, we will go to the next step, which is belonging. So, this is why in venues and in hotels, you get groups that tend to belong together. You don't get groups that mix. So it's unlikely that a couple that are here on a romantic holiday will want to mix with a sports group. It's unlikely that people here that to do tourist activities will want to mix in a restaurant full of, say, children having a huge birthday celebration. But the big part of this is, as a staff member or a person seeking to add to the customer experience, we need to make people feel really comfortable. So we need to make them feel like they belong. In a hotel, you need to make people feel like it's their hotel. It needs to be safe, it needs to be secure, and then that person will be looking for belonging. So again, huge welcome, and talk and connect with people. The days of hospitality being about high levels of subserviency and no sort of inappropriate engagement are long gone. It's actually a trait of humans to be able to want to belong. They want to connect, and they want us to actually spend time with them. So it's great to joke around. It's great to talk to people and understand why they're here and what they're doing. It's great to talk to people about their own personal experiences, because it just adds to that sense of belonging. The 4th stage of this is actually being appreciated. So as a human, and you think about the stages, we feel safe, we then feel secure, we then feel like we belong. And think back to caveman, we had our little group by the fire and we had a sense of belonging, that was our family, right? And then we want to be understood, we want to fit in. So for that, it's not just about the warm welcome, sense of fitting in is about us empathising again, as we talked about in the second stage, us empathising again with the customer and going, why are you here? What are you up to? Oh, I remember Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you love chocolates. That's really good. We'll send some chocolates up to the room. Oh, I'll take you up to the room. Let's have a walk around. Good to see you. How are the kids? That sort of thing is all about that sense of belonging. And it's only at that stage, when you get to the fourth stage, that as a customer you can truly appreciate great happiness and great satisfaction. So from fourth stage to fifth stage is what we call the self-actualization stage. And that's when people are there to actually now learn from us. Now look for the good in everything. They won't be looking for the bad anymore because all of those four stages have been satisfied. They'll be looking to have a really heightened experience.